Introducing Grammarly, like
Hello, hello. It is Sunday, September 7th, and I'm very tired. But what's new? How's life? What's the haps? Oh, let me get this. I always forget something. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Hopefully my hair looks okay. I literally did nothing to it. This is just me waking up hair. So, there you go. But what's new? What's the haps? How's life? How is everybody doing? I have a bit of a headache and my wrist is hurting today, so I figured if we could just do a chatting stream today, probably something short, and not draw or really do anything to let. I think it's like the colder weather, because it has been, like, for me, Floridian, it has been cold. Like, what is this? I think it was yesterday morning, I'm losing track of days right now, that it was 44 degrees, which is Fahrenheit, and that's, I think I looked it up, it was like 7 or something degrees Celsius, which for me, as a Floridian, it's like, what are those numbers? I have never seen those numbers before in my life. So yeah, it is definitely suddenly getting colder. Hey Rosara, welcome to the stream, happy Sunday. I actually don't know what the temperature is right now, let me look it up. Let's see, weather. Okay, it's 64, so it's not bad. That's tolerable, I feel like, for a Floridian. But it's still cool. Which, for me, like, I guess September you kind of start to think like fall vibes, but August is like burning hot vibes, at least, you know, for Florida. And anyway, so I looked it up and it was 44 degrees in the morning here, and then I looked up my parents and it was 83 at the same time. So it was twice as hot, basically, for my parents. But yeah, so lots has been happening. I feel like, I'm like, did I even stream last week? And I know I did, but this last week has felt like 2 weeks to me. Like, this week has just lasted. I don't know if anyone else feels the same, but how are you, Rosabra? What's going on with you? You might be able to see a little hint right here of something that's new with me. Da, 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 da. I didn't really talk about it so much, but I did. Here, let me go move some things and let me show it off. Yeah, get this chair out of the way. And we get this chair in the way. Let's go. Let's go. I am mobile. You're vaguely awake. I feel that. I feel like I didn't sleep last night, like at all, or just lately. But here we go. I'm now rolled up to the table. This feels really weird, but I have a wheelchair now. I'm still like mentally in the process of like processing disability related things, but it's here. I have it, and I got some Hot Wheels. I do. I can actually roll up. Oh wait, hold on, because this is actually kind of a nice chair. I was looking up. I did some research for wheelchairs. Not like too much, but like wheelchairs are apparently insanely expensive. I don't know if you guys know this. Wheelchairs cost a shit ton of money. So I didn't really want to spend that much money on something that is not going to be used daily. And, you know, I've never done it before, so I'm just kind of like, all right, let's just, like, I've used wheelchairs before, but I've not like had a wheelchair before. So I'm like, let's just get a cheapo one to start and see how it goes. So this was like $140 and it had free shipping. So for wheelchairs, that's pretty cheap, because like the wheelchairs otherwise were like 500 was like the cheap one, and I'm like, I'm not gonna spend that right now because my insurance is just not gonna cover it. There's no way. For someone who doesn't actually need a wheelchair, you know, like the insurance is not gonna cover that. You have 2 walkers and many canes. Nice, nice. I want to decorate mine too. You have a shower chair? Me too! I just got mine. I got it God, like a month or two ago. I forget when I bought it, but that was such an investment. I don't know why. I'm just rolling in the chair now because it's fun. But what was I gonna say? This is the ADHD happening. Collapsible chair that fits in my bag. Ooh, that's not a bad idea. Actually, like a emergency to go chair. Ooh, I like that. I'm losing track of all my thoughts, my train of thoughts. But yeah, the shower chair. I have been using things like shower chairs for years. Like, not consistently. Like, I would use it, like, when I feel especially bad. Because, like, otherwise it's like, oh, I don't need it. Like, I don't deserve it. You know, like, oh, I should be fine. And so, like, every once in a while, I would just be like, okay, we need to figure out a thing for me to sit in the shower for this particular shower. Or actually, I would sit on the floor. A lot of the times, even when I was younger, I would sit on the floor of the shower and shower. And, like, first of all, I didn't even know, like, my thoughts, like, if you were to talk to me about shower chairs, would probably be like, oh, you know, the thing for old people, right? Like, like, it didn't even cross my mind about this stuff, because we're so uneducated in this country, and especially when it comes to disability. And so I never considered it at all for a thing. And then, like, my seizures happened last year, and I knew about shower chairs by then, but, like, my seizures last year, like, that was really, I think, more eye-opening to look more into getting a shower chair. Because, like, right after, you know, I go home after going to the hospital and I need a shower, I feel like ass and, like, gross. So my mom is, like, helping me get in the shower, and she gets me a chair for the shower because I can't stand. And so I'm just, like, so mad. So I'm like, okay, finally I will buy myself a shower chair. So I just bought one from Walmart, and oh my god, it's so stupid just how much it helps. I was like, now I like my chair. Now I like my shower chair. So I'm in that state right now with the wheelchair where I hate it. Like, it's a really nice wheelchair. I like it a lot, but I hate it. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like this might be like a thing with people with disabilities, like a love-hate relationship with stuff, because, like, internalized ableism. I don't know if it's just me, but, like, oh my god, like, I had a love-hate relationship with my socks. I feel more okay with my socks now. I'm still kind of struggling with them. I think I like the shower chair more just because it's private. Whereas, like, if I wear the socks, like, I wear them out. Or if I have the wheelchair, it's gonna be when I go out. And so I think it's more of a struggle. Like, I have a disability parking placard now, and that was absolutely worth getting. And I feel so bad every time I use it. Like, I feel so guilty, and like, oh, I'm not allowed to use my oh, hold on, God, you. It is. It's like, I park in the disabled parking spot, and I'm like, oh, somebody else could use this. You know, I don't have, I mean, I have a wheelchair now, but, like, even then, like, I won't always use it. And it's just like, oh, somebody else could park here. Oh, do I really need it today? And, like, I could still feel like ass, and I'm like, oh, but somebody else. And then, like, I go in the store or whatever, and then I come back out, and I'm just like, thank the Lord that I parked there. So I can get to my car. So it's like the initial parking, I feel awful. And then I leave wherever I'm at, like a store or grocery store or whatever, and I come out to my car, I'm like, I'm so glad I parked here. Oh man, it's awful. So now I'm in that stage now with the wheelchair. And actually, Alexander's been having way more fun with this chair than me. Like, it's rare for me right now to have this chair. We got it, I think it came Friday. And we're on the second floor. And they did not carry it up the second floor. And I'm like, listen, you don't get paid enough to carry it to the second floor. I understand that. But this is heavy. So I had to carry up to the second floor. But yeah, it's nice. It's insanely smooth. It's actually maybe too smooth, because it gave me not gave me, it got, like, I got a little dizzy using it the first time, and because we've just been using it around the house right now, and it's been, one, very fun, and then two, like, I think because I've used wheelchairs before, even if it's like, you know, for not that long, like a sec, you know, if I'm at the hospital and they wheel me out in a wheelchair, or if I went last year at the aquarium, I used the wheelchair. Like, you already see the different perspective, and like that's the thing that I'm kind of nervous about, because like Alexander's been rolling it around the house, and he's like, I can't reach the sink, and he's like mad at all these things you don't think about, because you know, we build the world around people who can stand, right? And so he's like rolling around, and I'm realizing like, oh, these doors, like they're wide enough for the chair to get through, but it's not like a convenient way to get in. Like you still have to like really, you know, like 100-point turn kind of thing to still get through the door. And anyway, but it's just like I'm a little nervous about people. Like I shouldn't be, like, you know, one of those things where it's like, oh, if you're talking to a friend, but you know, people look when you're in a wheelchair. And I felt awful at the aquarium when I was using the wheelchair. So, but what was interesting though is I saw a guy, we were at a store together, Alexander and I saw a guy using a wheelchair, and Alexander and I kept like trying to get glances at the wheelchair because we knew we were gonna buy one at that point. And we're like, oh, look what he did to the chair. He like colorized the chair. It was like all red and very sporty. Like it was really nice custom. And so we were just trying to get, I don't know, just check it out. Check out his wheels. And that actually made me feel better to see this guy in a wheelchair. I'm like, we have this camaraderie that he has no idea about. This guy doesn't know me, I don't know him, but I see him in a wheelchair and I'm like, we're the same. He's will help you and help. Yes, I know. But oh god, it was so nice though, because at the aquarium, I don't remember how much I talked about it, but I was with my nephews and I was so scared about what they were going to say or how they were going to react to me being in a wheelchair, and they didn't care. And I'm like, this just goes back to like how kids, like, we teach racism, we teach bigotry. Like if you were to tell them, oh, I'm non-binary, it just means I use they them pronouns instead of she her or he him or something, or oh, I'm gay and here's my lesbian partner or whatever, like they don't care. I show up in a wheelchair and they're just like, can I push her? That's what they said. So I let them push me around. They did a really nice job. They were really cute. Everybody was nervous about the younger one, that thinking that he was going to be really crazy. He was really gentle. It was so sweet. So like stuff like that, like little things like I'm trying to like mentally latch on to help a lot for sure. Unfortunately, life must be you can't comprehend how difficult. Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of funny because like I've had conversations like this before. Like one that really sticks out to me, I think I mentioned it before on stream a while back, but like with my mom, because I can't handle heat. I lived in Florida and I can't handle heat and I can't really walk around, and I need shade and I need water and I need to be able to sit. And like we were like, I don't know, at a park or something, we were on a trail or something, and like, you know, the first things that I look for whenever I go anywhere out is like, where is shade, where can I sit, and where can I get water if I run out of water, I need water. And I've been, you know, carrying a water bottle more now with me, and that's been so helpful, especially like in Florida. I would put ice in it before. I didn't used to drink water with ice, and I'm doing that more now, and I think that helps a lot actually. But like I mentioned that to my mom, like, wow, there's just no benches around here. And I was shocked because it was on a public trail, and there was shade because there was a bunch of trees, but there was no benches and there was no water fountains. And my mom was like, she just like stopped and I looked around and she's like, oh, you're right. Like people don't think about this stuff. So when Alexander's riding around in the wheelchair while at this apartment, he's like, you know, how do people like do this or that and all this stuff. Or he would push me around, and then we were kind of playing around with it, and I was loading the dishwasher, and he was like, oh, okay, I see how, you know, that does that. And I want a bag so bad. I want to potentially make my own bag. This comes with I smacked it. This comes with a little pouch in the back, but it's not great, and it's small, and there's like a hole in the bottom. So I have to patch the hole. So right now we just have the wheelchair paperwork in there that it came with, like the instructions or like details about this particular wheelchair, and then it came with like a wrench thing So we just put that in there. But I think I want to make my own bag. I think I want to sew it. I think that'll be fun. But yes, water in it. UV umbrella. That's smart. I should be writing this stuff down. You're so genius. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Let me get a pencil. I'll write this stuff down. I can scoot closer to the table with this chair because I can push back the handles. But I was going to say that it's really smooth. I really like it. Hold on. So... And I was also looking on Etsy for pit stacks. Yes! Oh my god. I can have my my crackers. I normally keep crackers in my purse, but they get crushed every single time, and I don't know what to do. I'm so sad. So I want to make my own bag. Make bag. I don't really know what kind of design I want to go for yet, but I want to make it. I'm very excited about making it. Like, obviously pockets, but beyond that, I don't know. So we have UV umbrella stacks, but it's very smooth, and it has the feet thing. It has a strap for your back of your legs. The brakes, I think, are my main complaint. Just they're kind of really hard to push forward to lock the wheels in place. But I love that you can lift up the handles. So you can if somebody needed to be able to get in or out, it does make it a lot easier in that way. But it's very simple. I also want to make a cushion. I'll figure out the things. That's smart. You're so smart. Thank you for all these ideas. Oh, I was saying I was looking on Etsy because you know how like on bike, what are they called? Spokes? The metal things for the wheels. So I found a person on Etsy who makes 3D printed designs that you attach onto those metal spokes. So I've seen people, I went to the wheelchair subreddit and they put them on their wheelchair wheels. And I'm like, oh, that's really smart. But I want to wait until I get the wheelchair to figure out what stuff I want to do with it. And, but this doesn't have those metal spokes. This has plastic ones and they're much thicker. So I don't think it can fit, which will make me sad. So, yeah. Ooh, yes, yes. And I know everybody said like stickers. I don't know if I want to do stickers. I think I'm going to be really nitpicky. I've seen people do Cricut, like cutouts stuff. I don't have a Cricut, but I think something like that I think would look better than just like random stickers for me personally. I feel like if you had a cane, I think stickers in my head just like work better for a cane. Like if I had a cane, I can't use one, but like if I had a cane, I would probably be okay with stickers on that versus my wheelchair. I don't know why. In my head, it doesn't look as nice on a wheelchair for me. But I do want to like do some stuff, and I need to look into how people decorate their wheelchair. I saw someone do it for a wedding, and it was so pretty. They had like this whole like flower bouquet stuff on the top of their wheels. And I probably should get gloves. So yeah, probably look into that. I mean, there's probably a bunch of stuff on Etsy if you're to just like look up things. And oh, you would like this. So because I was browsing quite a bit on the wheelchair subreddit, and somebody mentioned that because this has handles like for someone to push you. So I know a lot of there's wheelchairs that have them and wheelchairs that don't. And for ones that have them, and like the people can't do anything about that, and it's like if they're not like, I don't mind that it has handles. Alexander can push me around. I don't care. He's probably gonna enjoy that, so I don't wander off. You know, like those leash kids thing, where it's like parents have their kids on a leash. I feel like my mom should have done that with me. I'm like, ooh, what's that? And I'm gone. So I do it to this day. I can't help it. I have to wander. So Alexander hates it because he loses track of me. So I made a joke with him saying that if we use the wheelchair, then I can't wander off. But anyway, they put spikes on their handles, so people, like random strangers, can't just like grab the handles. And I'm like, oh, that's smart. Came out too late for my parents. I think my mom would have felt too bad. Because she cares a lot about other people's impressions of her, and I think she would have felt out of place. Maybe less so nowadays. Like, we probably should have it for like my nephew because he's very similar. He's just gone, and he's a troublemaker. My mom is like, he's 7 now, and my mom is like, I can't shower if I'm babysitting him because I can't trust him. Hey Nina, welcome to the stream. We're just chatting today. I was showing off my new wheelchair. You want to see? Let me back it up. I don't know how much you can really see it though on stream. You can kind of see it a little bit. Woo! I just got it Friday? Losing track of days. So we're just talking about disabled stuff. Take meds and wash your hair. Ooh, good luck. I just had wash day yesterday. Oof. Good luck, good luck. What else was I gonna say? I got distracted again. Oh, just my youngest, not my youngest nephew anymore. I don't know why I keep saying that. But the 7-year-old. Because my mom can't trust my dad to help babysit him. Because it's like 2 children, you know, to watch over instead of just 1. But speaking of my youngest nephew, he is okay. I did mention it on Blue Sky. I don't think I said it in my Discord, mostly because my brother's in there and I didn't want to upset him. But shawls for wheelchairs. Ooh. Shawls for wheelchairs. I want to make my own shawl so bad. I haven't done it yet. I have the yarn for it. It's right there. But I haven't done it yet. But it's on my to-do list. But yeah, so my sister-in-law, so I have 2 brothers, right? I have the eldest one who's a nurse, and then I have the middle child. I'm the youngest. So the middle child who entrepreneur, I don't know how to describe him. But his wife, my sister-in-law, got into a car accident a couple days ago, and she's okay, she's alive, she's recovering right now, and by car accident, it feels weird to call it a car accident, she was smashed into in a neighborhood. They were visiting a babysitter they were interviewing for their kids, and this babysitter told them, you know, this neighborhood is infamous for people driving really fast in it, so just be careful. And they're like, okay. And I think they had just finished talking with this babysitter, and they're packing up the kids in the car, and so they're in the driveway, and my sister-in-law has the door open for the back door of the car, and she's getting her son into the car, and another driver, I think on the driveway across the street, because people drive so quickly down this road, I guess people are just used to backing up quickly so they can leave quickly to avoid car accidents or something. I don't know. But this guy backed up so fast, he ended up backing into their driveway, and he smashed into her. And the car, she was just standing there. And she got crushed between the car and the door, so she was trapped between the 2. So her legs were like smashed. She hit her head and her jaw. She was conscious though; she didn't lose consciousness. But nobody else got hurt. The 2 kids are fine. My brother's fine. And I guess, like, thankfully it happened in a neighborhood, because then the neighbors came out to see what was going on. And one of them called 911, and one of them took the baby, and the 3-year-old, my nephew, you know, he was crying, and so my brother was trying to deal with his wife, who was like bleeding, and she's crying, and it was just total chaos. But they got to the hospital. They left the hospital like 1 in the morning or something, and yeah, it was, I don't remember all of the details. My brother was really frantic when he called. Okay, so my mom like instilled in me this habit of, if I'm upset, if I am calling her or calling anybody, I start the phone call by saying, I'm fine, everything's fine. And then I just start sobbing. Whatever it is. Like, I spilled milk on the floor. But my brother didn't learn that lesson. So he starts the phone call when he called me. I mean, I appreciate that he called me. I'm not upset that he did this to me. I don't blame him at all. I'm not mad, I'm not anything. But it was kind of funny that he calls me and the first thing he says is that his wife got hit by a car. And then he just starts sobbing. And I'm just left there like, did she die? Oh my god, it's funny now looking back on it because she didn't die, so she's fine. But like, at the time I was very panicked. But I was kind of quick to be like, is she okay? What is the status update? But she's doing better. It's probably still gonna take a little bit of time. But she's at home, she's recovering. My mom drove up to help out, and it was just really bad timing because my brother, business work-wise, is like, answers phone panic. I know, it's like but yeah, I don't know all the details about the driver. All I know was that he just basically backed into her, and yeah, but she's okay, she's at home. Her legs were like major swollen. She was wearing jeans, so I would think that would have made a difference in terms of like, you know, some layer of protection there. I don't actually know for like crushing. That's more like probably scrapes than crushing. But she's got a bunch of doctor's appointments this week. I don't think she needs to follow up at the hospital. I think it's just doctor's appointments now. But it was just bad timing with everything. Like, they have a bunch of stuff going on, and they just have like one string of bad luck thing to another. And like, this is like their only car. So they've been trying to get a new car, and just every car that they've gotten has been a dud and just not worked out. And I'm just like, oh, I feel so bad for them. It's just been like years of bad luck for them, and it really sucks. But yeah, so I'm hoping things are gonna get better for them soon, because like, good lord. But anyway, my sister-in-law's mother lives nearby, so right. But her mom lives nearby, so she came over immediately and was helping with the kids. And then my mom was able to make the drive up and can help now with the kids. And then now the 3-year-old is sick. And it's like, dog. One thing after another. So that was some stress, for sure. And other family stress has been my grandmother on my dad's side. Her boyfriend passed away, and that makes no life difference to me. I didn't really know the guy. I knew that he made her happy, so I was like happy for her. Hold on, let me check the who's watching list real quick before I gossip. I don't know if I should say this out loud, but she's not my favorite grandmother. You know, if I were to just say that, you know, I had 2 grandmothers, and if you had to pick one, you know, like if you had like gun to my head, like if I had to pick one, it just wouldn't have been her. I'm just saying. So like, I kind of like, I feel bad for her, but also I don't even know if she remembers right now, because the drama is with her, because her dementia is getting really bad, and it's just been very strange. This is family, that's enough. And so it's been really annoying, and just like the decisions that her children are making around, and like, she needs to go in a home really bad, but none of them want to accept the fact that she needs to go in a home. And like, my dad is there. My dad is like, yeah, okay, she needs to get in a home. It took him a little bit, but he got there. But his sisters are not there yet, and it's just, She keeps trying to break out of her house right now. She doesn't know where she is. I don't even know if she remembers that her boyfriend died. That happened. So that's been going on. Just like lots of family drama recently. That sort of stuff. But yeah, so I got a wheelchair. Yeah, so I'll talk about some good news. So yesterday downtown here, I need to move like the feet. They're bothering me. Hold on a second. But yesterday, I saw online there was like some events going on at it's not an art store, it's like an art place that's like celebrates artists. Like it's like a gallery, but also like they have resources and stuff for artists, like classes or things like that. I know, it is so frustrating. I'm so glad I'm not a part of that group chat. My mom updates me every once in a while on the gossip, and I'm like, Mom, I hope you mute those text message groups. I hope they don't include you. Because like my mom is like having to, oh hold on, I need water. But my mom is like, I keep having to tell her like, she's not your mom. Like you need to get out. Like it's funny because both my mom and I are like, you know, if we had to pick one, she's not our first pick. But yeah, she was very abusive to my mom, so we're not the biggest fan of her. And it's just, I don't know. So I told my mom, like, she's not your mom. You need to get out. And my mom is like, yeah, I know. I'm trying to keep my distance. I'm like, it's your husband's mom. Let him deal with it. So she's trying to stay back. And my dad is just, he's not the most actionable person. So it's been a bit of a mess. But anyway, so I went to this art place, and hold on, I'm making a lot of probably anti-ASMR noise, but they were doing, and this is no exaggeration, a free art supply. It's not even like a giveaway thing per se. It was like, yeah, exactly. And but they were just like giving away a bunch of free art supplies. And I thought like, oh, is this for kids? Is this for school? And I looked up on their Facebook page, and they were showing like real brands, like good stuff. And I'm like, this is expensive stuff. What's going on? Art and art, it's art adjacent. It's art supplies, okay? So they were taking donations from a bunch of people or like nearby places and stuff. They're like, listen, any old art supplies, any stuff you don't use anymore, doesn't matter, we'll take it. And then we're gonna give it away all for free. I'm like, okay, great. So I'm like, I wonder if they're still taking donations, and I would feel weird like just showing up and taking a bunch of stuff for free and like not doing anything in return for that. I don't know, I felt weird about it, but I think I was the only person who felt weird about it because clearly everybody else there did not feel weird about it. So I brought some of my own stuff, and if I had known what I know now, I probably would have brought more stuff, but so I brought some old yarn. I didn't want any more. I brought an art book, like a how to do stuff book. What else did I bring? I brought a bunch of stuff. I can't remember everything, but I just brought a bunch of art supplies that I just don't use anymore, like markers and stuff. So I get there, and I arrived early because I was worried about like not being able to park. I know for next time, I don't know how often they do it though, but I'll have to look into that, if it's a once a year thing or if it's like a once every sometime thing. I don't know. It's probably a once a year thing. It's a small town. But I get there and there's a line. And I'm like, okay. So I get in there and there's this lady at the front greeting everybody, and I was like, hey, are you guys still taking donations? And she's like, oh, yeah, sure. Just like put stuff down as you pick stuff up. I said, okay. So I go upstairs, and they definitely made a mistake in terms of how they organized all of the free art supplies, because they put the yarn right at the front, right by the door. So there was this huge clog, and people were like having to squeeze through because everybody was fighting for the yarn. It was mass hysteria for yarn, and there was just so many people, and it was, I mean, like, I feel like if you get overwhelmed by stimuli, you would have had a bad time coming to this thing. There were so many people, and the space wasn't like massive. At least, I mean, it was massive, but it felt less massive because there were so many people there. And mistakes were made. And it's just like everybody was grabbing shit. I'm like, I can't even process what I'm looking at because there was just so many people and it was like so loud and everybody was running around and grabbing everything they could. And I'm like, I just, can I have a second, please? What am I looking at right now? So, you know, the second like I'm putting stuff down that I brought, like I put down some yarn or I put down the book I brought, like somebody picked it up. It was nuts. Like I put down, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I did not want the alcohol-based Crayola markers anymore. I have not used them like since that live stream, and I just like they should go to somebody else who would use them. So I brought them, and they come in this nice tin. I also included a couple other markers and just tossed them in there, and put them down. And I looked away for a second, and I looked back, and they were gone. And like people were just grabbing like crazy, and I was just and like there was clearly popular sections, like the yarn was really popular. What else was pretty popular? The fabric was like decently popular. People were looking at markers. This one girl, I could not believe, like, okay, listen, I came in, I'm like, I need to bring things because I feel like it's not right for me to just take things. So I am bringing, okay, I'm sharing, so we can all share. Like this, I needed to feel that. This one girl is standing right by the watercolor tubes, and she's flipping each one of them over, one by one, looking for the Winsor & Newton brand, and then grabbing each and every single Winsor & Newton brand. I'm like, come on, girl, are you serious right now? Just tossing aside all the cheapo ones and grabbing the most expensive one. And I just was like, okay, that's kind of a bitch move. I feel like, you know, 1 or 2 tubes, maybe 3 at most. Come on, let's be a little fair. They had a washi tape box. I grabbed 2 washi tape, okay? Like, I think it was just 2 that I grabbed, all right? Like, let's be fair. But some people were just, like, not being fair at all. Like, I ended up donating too. They had a little donate box, so I put like $5 in there. Like, I definitely took more than $5 worth of stuff, but I also brought stuff, so I felt like it sort of balances everything out. So, no, I don't think a single person put any money in there when they left. It was just a mob of people who came in, grabbed a shit ton of stuff, and then they just left. And I'm just like, I can't do that. I'm sorry. I can't. But anyway, I was gonna show you all what I got. But they had some insane stuff. Like, this is probably the most insane thing I'll share first because it was like the first thing I saw. And I feel weird having taken it. Like, okay, this is what I got. Like, look at this. It came with the container. It came with all of this. And it's all floss. And they had a bunch of these. They had probably like 10 of these. And one that was huge. It was probably like add this much more space. Like, it was massive. I'm like, okay, I can't take that. Like, that's too much. That's too generous. I can't do that. I'm sorry. But yeah, so I decided to get, they also had like giant bins of floss, but I wanted one with a case because, like, to be honest, I'm kind of running out of room for my floss anyway, so, but here's, I don't want to tip it too much. Here, let me move the camera down maybe a little bit. This way. So I came with all of this, all neatly organized, and it doesn't look properly color-coded. It's not awfully color-coded. Like, they clearly had some ideas in mind here. Like, if you look at this one down at the bottom, like, there's definitely, like, what's it called? Like a color scheme that they were going for here with, like, the greenish blues with the pinks. And they have all, like, the browns and oranges together over here. So there's, like, clearly thought put into the organization here. But yeah, it's definitely not rainbow order. But this was, like, so generous. Someone to donate. I'm like, did someone die? This is a lot of floss. And then, so that floss is for me, and then there's some scraps in here that I got for my mom. And then nobody wanted ribbon. Not a single person was looking at ribbon. So I grabbed a few. So I'm just gonna start grabbing at random. So this one is called Uptown Worsted Spirit Stripes. So I thought it just looked kind of neat. Like, I'm sure this is some university's color. I don't know whose color. My camera never gets it right, but it's just like, it's like a yellowy, like a kind of an orangey yellowy and black. It's really soft. And then I got this cotton yarn that has some thread on it. Hold on, let me test that. And I'm pretty sure this is probably Lily Sugar and Cream. It really feels like it. Bumblebee, yeah. That's what I was thinking. Like, it looks like a bee. So this is like unseeable. Here, oh, you had it for a second. There you go. So it's kind of like a aquamarine sort of color. It feels a little bit softer than Lily Sugar and Cream, but I'm very certain this is Lily Sugar and Cream. And then I also got this sparkle yarn. So it's like a magenta-y color with some sparkles in it. It made me think of my nephew. So maybe I'll make him something with this. And then last bit of yarn, because nobody seemed to go after it, was this. In this bag. It's a fancy looking bag. I actually haven't opened it yet, so this is going to be live opening on stream here. Yeah, but people were just like, yes. Oh, it has papers on it. It's hand dyed. This is hand dyed yarn. What the heck? Oh, this is hand dyed yarn. Colors are layered on the base yarn and will shade when knit. So here's the. I don't know what to do with this camera, but then here's the colors. It's very fall. It's called Autumn something, I think it was. Oh, Fall Leaves. It's very pretty. It's actually really soft. So, God, the hand dyed for free? What the heck? So it came with two balls in here. I'm surprised nobody wanted that. Wow, okay. And then also I saw this, and I had to grab it, because, you know, I have my squishy collection. So it's a yarn squishy. So it like re-inflates slower than my other squishies, so it's probably made of something different. I try to keep the same sort of squishy material with my squishy collection. It doesn't say a brand on it though, but it says yarn keeps me sane. So I had to grab that, of course. And then for ribbon, literally nobody wanted ribbon, so I grabbed 3. I know, so selfish. Okay, I can't grab them all at once apparently. But I have another one of the same brand that I got from a used art supply store, and it's really pretty. So the one that I have already is a blue color scheme. So this one's rainbow with more dark blue throughout. It's really pretty. It's really soft and like, I don't want to say like silky, but it does feel kind of like that. So this is a ton of ribbon. So I got that ribbon. I got this one, which doesn't seem, there's not that much left of it, but it's a, I can't even see it with the camera. Oh, there, you can kind of see it, but it's gold. It's just a thin gold ribbon. There's that one, and then I probably shouldn't have gotten this one, but I kept staring at it the entire time, every time I walked by. And it's a pink, sparkly, that the camera just does not want to show. But it's a sparkly pink ribbon, and I just thought it was really cute. And it's got sparkles in it. They didn't come off too much, so I'm hoping that's a good sign. So this was one of the washi tapes that I grabbed, and I say one just because it's 2, but it came together in a set, so some of it's need to be like torn off and like tossed because it's obviously not good. But thought those were cute. Got some gold accents. You keep being caught. There you go. But yeah, so I thought this was cute, and then the other one I got is in here somewhere. Or did I not get another one? I can't find another one. Alright, I'm just gonna start grabbing random again. I also got a stamp. There's this little flower. I thought it was cute. That's the... Yeah, I am out of these. I don't know what they're called, but they're for your floss. And I was like, okay, I'm playing with Bottle Mod, yeah. So I grabbed a couple more of these. Or by a couple more, I mean just this. I grabbed this one thing, but it came with a few more for my floss. And oh, here's the other washi tape. I was gonna say I thought I grabbed another one. So here's the other washi tape I got. Just like a plaid kind of design, like a pink plaid. And then I also got a bunch of floss for my mom, because she is supposedly, at some point, she better start doing embroidery. So they had so much embroidery floss, I didn't feel bad taking this many. I didn't even make a dent. So I got her a light green, a dark green, a black, a gray, a light brown, a light blue, a yellow, and a pink. I thought, like, you know, earthy colors. I have to sneeze. Probably the floss has something on it. Anyway. Bless me. But, there's that. I got these, the little hooky things for maybe like keychains or some jewelry stuff. I don't know. But they were there, and nobody was really, not that many people were really going for the jewelry either. And then I also grabbed a ton of buttons, and I don't feel so bad for grabbing buttons because nobody wanted buttons. And there was a shit ton of buttons. But I grabbed one other one, but maybe not. Missing one? Oh, I grabbed a dark blue floss from my mom too. There we go. So buttons. These are all kind of like goldish themed. So kind of like an old rustic bronzish goldish color. And these are like a shiny gold. Ooh ah. Another one that's kind of like rustic looking. And then these are so heavy. I just got them because they seemed interesting. But they are some heavy ass buttons. I don't know what, I mean, probably like junk journal stuff, but it's like, I don't know. We'll see. I just grabbed them. They also had these little gems there. Nobody was really grabbing the gems. Welcome back! So I just grabbed one little bit of that. I'm showing off some art supplies that I got for free from some shop place, gallery art place things down the street. So I got a bunch of yarn, and hand-dyed yarn, which nobody wanted. Can't believe that. Some ribbon, washi tape, all of that good stuff. And I was just talking about how it was like a hot mess of a mob of people who were all just like punching and kicking each other, trying to get free shit, and I was just like, girl, it is not that important. I also got some fabric. I panic grabbed this one because you weren't there, okay? I'm gonna have like flashbacks for how much of like a riot and like crazy it was there. All the news reports are like, this protest has turned into a riot. That was this place, but like for real. It was nuts. Everybody was going crazy, and I knew I wanted some fabric, and as like I was telling Alexander, my mom and stuff, like anytime I looked at something, I wasn't touching anything, I was just like casually walking by and I was just looking in the general direction of a thing, somebody would come up and just like reach and grab it right in front of me as if I was gonna like take it from them. I'm like, you didn't even want that. Like, how much you want to bet? Like, you don't even know what that thing is. You just saw me looking at it and you were like, oh my god, I gotta have that. Like like it was crazy. It was crazy. Anyway, so I did want some fabric. This feels like a 100% cotton, and now that I have it, I did want to get some stuff for that trans like support pride thing, t-shirt thing that I want to do, but they didn't have the colors I wanted. So I was looking at this purple. I'm like, oh, this seems like a nice purple. I can maybe do some practice stuff with it. But then I also realized my mom could probably use this for her embroidery stuff, so I'm probably gonna give it to my mom. Is my thinking, because I panic grabbed it and I'm like, I don't actually need it. So I think it's just going to be a gift with the rest of the stuff that I got my mom. And then the other thing that I panic grabbed, and the last thing that I grabbed, not the last thing I grabbed, but just the last thing I have right now, is a bunch of craft paper. And I'm gonna be honest, I did not look at all of these because again, it was chaos there. And I was like scared. I was like, I do want paper. I don't know. Can't stand here and look at all the paper. Everybody's like running around me. So I panicked and I picked up a stack. So we're gonna look at the stack together and hope that it's a good stack. So here's the first one. So I saw this one already and I saw the one beneath it and that's kind of like it. But I think they're all from like the same set. So here's that one. And this is the one that I knew I wanted because it's got that gold. Look at that gold. Look at that. But yeah, I was mentioning earlier, Nina, that I brought some of my own art supplies because I would just felt weird like going there and getting a bunch of free stuff for free. So I just brought some old art supplies that I don't use anymore. And I was just saying like that I was probably the only one who like cared about that. But these all look like a watercolory. And the paper's like pretty thick. It's not like thin fancy paper stuff. And this one's got some gold too. Ooh. Hold on, does it show? Can you see that on camera? Oh yeah, people definitely absolutely took the stuff that I brought. Like it was crazy. You can't really see it on the camera. Oh, there you go. There's little gold dots too. That's pretty. But yeah, everything that I brought, like it was just like I put a thing down and immediately someone just picked it up and it was nuts. These are pretty though. Here's this one. Yeah, this must have been a set. Because these all like go together. The paper that they had was like a massive stack. And I was like trying to flip through it. And then I just got overwhelmed. And so I just like reached in and just grabbed. I'm like, I knew I wanted that shiny one. So I got around that shiny one. So this one's just a repeat. Oh yeah, they're stuck together. This was definitely a set. So there's actually just 2 more of this one. And then here's this one. This one's different. Ooh. This reminds me of like those crayons, when you melt crayons. That's cool. I like this one. This one's pretty. Okay, I'm gonna say good grab. Good panic grab. And then this is the last one. Reminds me of one artwork of yours. Ooh. That I have. Ooh. There we go. So that's all that I got. And now that I showed y'all, I can finally put all the stuff away because I kept it out. I might take a picture though, just to send to my mom because she was asking. I told her I was going, and she's like, "Oh, let me know how it goes." And I texted her that everybody took all the stuff that I brought, and she's like, "Oh, but you got stuff too, right? Like you grabbed some stuff?" And I'm like, I grabbed a few things. She's like, "Good." My mom would have been one of the people in there just going ham, grabbing everything for sure, 100%. Yeah. So that was the first half of yesterday. What did I do? How did I do that? Oh, did this just get undone? Hold on. I'm gonna wrap that again. Good place for me. I'm scared of living alone with anxiety. Oh, yeah. I think, like, the worst of it is, the thinking about it, and then when you first get there. Is that a factory knot? Bruh. I had this happen the other day. I was using some floss, and there was a factory knot in floss. I'm like, okay, who did this? Who did this? This is illegal. How can you have a factory knot in floss? And now there's one in ribbon too? Bruh. Bruh. I'm gonna put all this stuff back in here. But like, I felt bad. I probably should have grabbed more ribbon, to be honest. But I was like thinking about like, oh, I already have ribbon. I don't use it as much. But then like lately I've been trying to find projects where I would use ribbon more often. And now it's like, nobody wanted the ribbon. Nobody wanted the buttons. I should have grabbed more ribbon and buttons, but it is what it is. I have no idea how much leftover they have, but they do a year-round, I saw when I left, giveaway thing. They like it's a weird shop thing. Like they have a separate gallery right next door, and then they have this like art teaching center. And when you walk in, the only thing there is like a hallway and stairs going up and stairs going down. But at the end of the hallway, there were a bunch of bins that said free art supplies, and they were mostly empty except for the buttons, which is where I got pretty much all the buttons that I got. So I didn't even like get buttons from the official spot upstairs. I just got it from the free part on the ground floor. But that might mean that I can probably come back another day and either drop off something and then also take something if I wanted to. And then probably if I were to do that, I would treat it similar to a free little library where I would bring something and then I would take something, because then I would feel better about it. I would just feel weird if I like came in, like so many people were like carrying bags of stuff and just like just shoving in, and like, oh my god, it was nuts. And not cry every day? Girl, your mom should be some more supportive. What the heck? Oh man, I'm sorry. I think it'll be so much better than like you think it's gonna be. Like right now it's just really toxic, I feel like, for you. And once you get out, like it makes such a difference. I mean even then, like if you're crying every day, kind of so what? Like you're already like suffering right now with your mom. Like at least then you would have the comfort of having your own space. And I think that just makes a big difference. But I'm rooting for you. I think it'll be good for you. And I think it'll be a good experience for sure. Like you definitely need to feel that. No friends or people talk to on a daily basis. Yeah, that definitely makes it tough. I don't know if you guys have like a library thing. I don't know how it works abroad. But I was gonna mention too that like the library here, we went to the Russian meetup later that day, and like maybe there's some groups around you or like things to do around you, like a book club or you know, a language meetup, or you know, you're into K-pop, there might be like a K-pop interest group. But I would maybe look on Facebook, which I know is not like the best place maybe, but like it's not a bad place to start. Or meetup.com if they have it in Poland, or any local libraries or like local public spaces that have events. At least in America, like local small bookstores or coffee shops or libraries usually do events or things. So I don't know if it's like that in Poland, but there might be places like that in Poland. Going out to the park and just bringing some art supplies and stuff can also just spark conversation. Like when I've done art out in public, I've definitely had people stop and talk to me. But even if it's like something that you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to go. Like I didn't know I wanted to go to Tai Chi, and then I started going to Tai Chi and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. So like maybe there's something like that, like at your library. Like, oh, I don't know if I would be into this, but you know, just give it a try and just see. But art in the field or in the library, yeah, I would start there. And you could also probably talk to your local library too. Like I'm in the midst of doing that right now with the library here, of starting a Japanese conversation group. So that's looking like it's gonna start in October. I'm kind of nervous about it, but the lady's really nice. She's helping me out a lot. I told her like what schedule would work best for me, and she's like trying to accommodate that. But you can just start something too, like at your local library. Maybe you want to start like just a weekly drawing meetup group. Just go to your library and be like, hey, I was thinking of starting this group. Can I, you know, utilize your resources? Like, do you guys have a room that we could use? And just have it be like pencil pen stuff, so it's not like messy. And see if they'll do that. Or like I don't know how popular doll making would be, but maybe there's a niche around you that you could be like, oh, let's just have like a weekly or you know, bi-weekly or monthly even meet up to do sewing or embroidery, stuff like that. Like, yeah, I would definitely talk to them about just starting a group, and because they'll give you the resources for sure. Like when I was talking to the librarian lady for the Japanese thing, she's like, oh, I can't have you start this until October because we need to market it. So she's like gonna market it for me to get people to come in. So the library would probably help you with that, to like get the word out so people will know to come. So I feel like libraries are so underutilized. I was looking at the subreddit for this city, and someone's like, I just moved here, I'm not a student, what can I do? And there's a bunch of comments, and like they weren't unhelpful comments, but not one single person mentioned the library. So I came in and I was like, what about the library? There's a local bookstore here that does their own events. They have like book clubs and stuff like that with a bunch of different books. And and they tell you the schedule, like, oh, we'll rereading up to this point in the book and then discuss it. But not a single person mentioned the library, so I was like, there's a public events calendar on the library too. It's free to go. But yeah, I'll definitely check that out, because sometimes you just have to start stuff yourself. Like there's not always going to be like a group like there. And yeah, so I mean, I lucked out with the Russian one. It inspired me to do the Japanese meetup, so I'm excited to see how that will go. But I'm gonna take a drink of water because my head is just like murdering me right now. I have to mail all this stuff out. Oh, I can show you guys what I made recently. I haven't really been doing much art related stuff just because this week has been crazy and not, I could just roll backwards. This is the funniest thing. But yeah, grab these fellas and then we roll back. Oh yeah. Alright, put that squishy away. But I made this little candy corn guy. I didn't come up with the design myself or the pattern. I bought the pattern from Etsy, and I bought it because they had this design on it and I thought it was so cute that I wanted to try it out. So it's a little Frankenstein's monster, candy corn, and I kind of screwed up. Yeah, I got a wheelchair now. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Upgrades. This is cute. I kind of screwed up a little bit here. I pulled on the floss too tight, so it kind of has a little dent in its cheek. But Alexander was like, "Oh, I thought that was on purpose." So shh, it's on purpose. But yeah, so we got a little scar, you know, a little like I don't even call it like a surgery thing, and I put a little sneaky one on the back too. But I used a button for the eye, and I added blush on the cheeks. So the original pattern didn't have blush. Bruh, you gotta have blush. Stitches, thank you. I'm like, I can't think of the word. But yes, I thought that was super cute. And then I found this pattern on YouTube. I kind of screwed up the stem, but it's not noticeable. So this one, like if you know what it's supposed to look like, the stem looks weird, but if you don't know, then it doesn't look weird, so it's fine. So this yarn isn't like orange. It's kind of like it's not like a salmon. It's a weird orange, but so I made a little pumpkin. And I did make another pumpkin last year that I liked better, but but it had like way more detail. It took like so long to make that pumpkin. And I didn't want to do that again. Yeah, like it's not a red, but it's not an orange, and it's almost like if you take red, orange, and yellow. That's what it feels like. It's weird. But to go along with that, I kind of used this dark green and then the dark brown, and I thought it's just like a interesting color palette. A very happy gourd, yes. So I was gonna put this outside our door in October. So I was gonna decorate out there, and I was gonna like decorate with stuff that I don't care super much if it gets stolen. So like that was my thinking. And so I'm probably gonna buy another orange so I can make a bigger version of this. And because I used this hook, which is a new hook, and I don't like it. Like so many crocheters, it's called Furls. It's an expensive brand of crochet hooks, but they were selling this for 50% off in a size I didn't have, and I was like, okay, I'll get it for 50% off. So it was like $13 or something, and it's too heavy. Like, it's supposed to be weighted, but I think if you had, I can't do it, but if you do pencil grip where you go down into your stitches and come back up, whereas I do knife grip, so I come from the below and then that. So it's just heavy for me to constantly lift it up, whereas I feel like if you're up here, that probably is more comfortable for your wrist and hand, but this hurts my hand too much, so I think I probably should have brought it with me to the free art thing and then gave it to them. I didn't think about that until like after I got there. I was like, oh, I should have brought more, and this was one of the things I was thinking about that I could have brought. But yeah, so that's what I made it out of, and it's a 3.75 hook, so it's really small. So I think if I were to do this again, I would get another orange because I'm almost out of orange, believe it or not, just from this, and make a bigger one, and then have the two out of our front door, and then if somebody takes them, I'm not that attached to them, to be honest. So I didn't want to put my nice pumpkin out there because that pumpkin took an extremely long time and it looks very pretty. And I'm not putting that out there because I don't want that to get stolen. But I was thinking of making candy corns for my nibblings and mail that to them as a little holiday gift thing. And yeah, that's about it. I've not really been doing much. It's just been crazy. I've not been feeling well, and yeah, I've been doing language stuff, and I feel especially pressure because, like, if I'm gonna have this Japanese group, I'm very concerned that I'm gonna be the most advanced person there. And I'm like, okay, I'm decent at Japanese, but I'm not like, yeah, I can do like everyday casual conversation, but I can't really go beyond that, so I'm a little nervous. So that's my updates there. But yeah, so I'm excited about all this new stuff though. I gotta think about what to do with it and what I want to do. But the downtown that we have here is really pretty, and it was a really nice day. Like, I could walk around and I felt pretty good. But they have like sports events or something happening here. Probably, like, it feels like every weekend. It's nuts. There's like just driving to and from the Russian meetup. It was so crowded. There was so much traffic. They closed off like half the roads. And it's like, I don't even know why they did that, but I mean, I'm not a sports person. Alexander doesn't get it either. I went through it in high school with my brothers. When my brothers were in high school, I was in middle school. I went to every single game. You guys, it's the same thing every time. You don't need to go all the time. The most exciting part for me when I went, because my brothers were in band, so I went to it when my eldest brother was in bands, and then the younger one got into band too, and I'm like, bitch, why the fuck did you do that? Because now I gotta keep going. Can't stay home alone. As a child, parents have to go support their children every weekend. And then travel. We traveled for a couple games too, because, you know, where the players go, the band goes. So I had to travel just for the games. But the best part was working the concession stand, because my parents volunteered to help out while they were there. And yeah, as a kid, I'm so glad I'm an only child. But as a kid, it was really fun and it felt really special to be working in the concession stand. Get to be like, may I take your order? Oh, you want a candy bar? Okay. Let me go get that for you. Money, please. So it was like having my own store as a kid. It was very exciting. I liked it a lot, but I didn't get to do it every time, so it was very sad. But that was probably the only fun parts for me, to be honest. Because like back then, you know, we didn't have cell phones or stuff like that, so you know, and I wasn't as into reading back then, so, and not like you could really read that easily there too, it's so loud. But you'd have to like go under the bleachers and find like a quiet spot. And yeah, so been there, done that. I'm over it. And then I've gone to a couple college games too, and it's awful. It's like, I mean, they're in Florida, so they were like so hot, and there was no shade, and it was just so bright, and everybody's screaming and drinking beer, and it's just like a bunch of old people there, and I'm like, why are you even here? Like, you don't even go here. Like, I do that for my parents' business. I still count bills by sound only. That's really funny. I'm still so paranoid about counting, like just simple basic math. I get so scared that I'm gonna make a mistake. So it's too much pressure. I can't do it. But yeah. So just, it's a hot mess here apparently every weekend. It's like we can't go out. But oh man, I was telling my Japanese tutor that like before I moved here, I was telling everyone I'm moving to Iowa, and all my friends and like everybody I told, family members, everybody was just like saying there's gonna be corn, sending me pictures of corn, gifts of corn. Everyone was bringing up the corn, and we got here, and I was just like, I can't believe like there's actually corn just everywhere. Like Alexander and I went to the Container Store down in Des Moines, and on the drive there, the entire way there, from start to finish, was corn on both sides of the road. The entire way was cornfields. Corn. As far as you could see, just corn. And it was like every color of corn. It was like a dark green corn, like a mid green corn, like kind of like a bluish green, and there was like a yellow green corn. There was like dying yellow brown corn, and then there's like straight like dead brown corn. Every shade of corn, they had it. And it was tall. It was like as tall as me. And it was just corn, and it was everywhere. And I'm like, what do you do? Just what do you do with this much corn? And they put any little empty spot of grass had corn. And like there's like by the interstate, like any like parts, I'm like, how do you even get the fucking machines there that can harvest the corn in some of these spots? In the neighborhoods, you drive through houses and they have corn. And I mean like a neighborhood. I don't mean like a farm. I mean like there's a house, and then right next door there's another house, and right in between there's corn. And I'm like, what do you do with that? Is it like your corn? Is it the state's corn? Is it like somebody else's corn? Why do you have corn? Everywhere there's corn. And I'm just like so confused. I'm like, surely you have to harvest that by hand, because like you can't fit the machines there. And then we also passed a place that looked like their only business was harvesting the corn. And I'm like, that makes sense. Like, if you had a cornfield here, like, why would you also then invest in harvesting the corn when, like, everybody needs that? Like, so obviously, it's like when everybody went west for the gold, like, the people sold shovels, right? And, like, these are the shovels. Everybody has corn. They need to harvest it somehow. So we passed a place that looked like it was just for harvesting corn. Like, it had all the machinery and nothing else. It was the only spot without corn, which I guess makes sense. So we had to get our car towed at one point, and so I talked to the tow guy, and just about this place. I'm like, oh, how long have you lived here? You know, blah blah blah. And I mentioned the cornfields to him, and he's like, oh yeah, Iowa's famous for two things: corn and track. And I'm like, okay, that explains a lot too, because there's a lot of spots for just like track and field, like just running. And Alexander and I also saw that, and we're just like confused, like, why is that a thing? There was just track and field stuff everywhere. And I'm like, okay, this explains the layout of the place more. But apparently no. Apparently the answer is just corn. And then like they might just, it's kind of like a corn maze where they probably just like mow some of the corn and then you can just do track in between the corn. But then my tutor was like, do they have corn mazes there? And I'm like, I feel like they have to. They have to, right? So I want to do one so bad. I know it's probably gonna be for kids. I want to see if I can go and do a corn maze. I've never done one before. It seems like it would be really fun. And yeah, I enjoy mazes. But I was also telling Alexander, like, how cool would it be if you got to, but like not just like run around the corn, but run through the corn. Like, how often do you watch like movies about aliens or like horror stuff or like stuff like that, and there's a cornfield and they run through the cornfield, and like I want to do that so bad. But then like when reality sits in, you're like, oh god, there's probably like bugs everywhere and snakes, and it's gonna be like smacking you in the face, and it's not gonna be comfortable, I don't think. So like realistically, it's probably not gonna be a good time, but in the movies, it sure does look like a good time. Yeah. So just like, so Alexander was making a joke of like, if you went to go do the corn maze, you're just gonna run through the corn maze. I was like, no, I'm not. You have to do the corn maze legit. And then he was saying, oh, okay, then you're gonna run out like off the edge of the corn maze. I'm like, okay, maybe. I'm making my own maze, okay? You gotta build your own path. Make your own path. But yeah, this is the only things they have here. Welcome back. But it's like, I don't know. I feel like if people think about Florida, they're probably like, oh, beaches and alligators, right? Like those are probably the only things that, or maybe Disney, beaches and alligators. But even then, I don't know if like beaches comes up as like the first thing. It's probably not a fun experience, no. But like once you get into Florida, I'm like, there's more stuff. Like Disney is extremely isolated. Like, what's another place I can kind of relate it to? Like Florida. If you go into Florida, it's kind of probably when you think about like Japan. You're like, oh, they probably have like anime stuff everywhere, and then you get to Japan, and it's very localized into like Akihabara and like nowhere else in Japan. And Florida's the same way. You're like, oh my god, Disney, and then you get there and like there's nothing is Disney except for Orlando, and it's just Orlando. Like you go outside of Orlando, there's not a drop of Disney anywhere, and like there's just other shit. But like you come to Iowa and you're like, oh, corn, but there's got to be other shit, right? And then you get here, it's like, no. It's literally just corn. Yeah. But I think my favorite thing about it though is like we had freshwater springs. Those were fun as a kid. I wish I could go to one again. Now that I'm older, I feel like I would appreciate it more. They were so pretty. I mean, by now they're probably like polluted, like thanks to Santas, but like, you know, back when they were not dead and polluted, they were so pretty. And I actually had a really hard time explaining this concept to my tutor, my Japanese tutor, because she was like, oh, like a hot spring. I'm like, no, they're not hot. They're freezing cold. But yeah, she didn't really quite understand freshwater springs. I don't know how popular that is outside of Florida. Do other places? I feel like other places have to have freshwater springs. That has to be a thing. But she had no idea what I was talking about. And but yeah, they're really pretty. Very cold, but the water is like so clear. Like you can see as far as possible in freshwater. Freshwater springs, I should say, not just freshwater. But yeah, so pretty. And kind of spooky in a way, because then you can see everything. Because like the ocean is spooky because you can't see anything, and then like freshwater springs are spooky because you can. There's no winning. It's just like water. It's like, this is not my domain. I'm entering other creatures' domain. You know, I'm invading their space. If I like, you know, am going to be chased by something, they are going to be faster than me. But yeah, So we'll have to see if we can find anything else here, but so far it's just been corn, and that's it. So, but otherwise it's been nice, and everybody here has been really nice, and so that's definitely a change, a culture change. You know, I remember living in California, and if I were to wave to somebody, like, they would look at me like, who the fuck are you? Like, get out of my face. Whereas here, if I wave, they're just like, oh yeah. Get faster electric wheelchair. Yeah, I didn't want an electric one. I thought it would be fun to, aside from the expense and the size, because electric wheelchairs are larger. But there is an attachment that you can get. I was watching a YouTube channel of oh, what's it called? I don't remember what it's called, but he travels a lot, especially on cruise ships, and he's wheelchair bound, and so he talks about his experience traveling while in a wheelchair, and that definitely opened up a lot of my eyes to things that I didn't think about, and like getting over a bump for like a doorway. You know how like a lot of doorways, they have like that little boop, boop right there in the middle where like the doors kind of like attach. Yeah. So he has that for his wheelchair. He doesn't have an electric one. He has a manual wheelchair, and then he has the portable extra. God damn it! He has the portable extra bed that he uses sometimes, and but like I never really, you don't think too much, but yeah, they're paying for wheelchairs. And then he also was talking about the carpet, and how the carpet can be difficult for wheelchair users, and then he also talks a lot about the accessibility of like the bathrooms or the bedrooms, and just stuff that you don't, like, as somebody who can stand and for most of their life and like can walk for most of their life, like you don't think about it, and like the perspective is different too. Like even just going around our house, just like playing with the wheelchair, I noticed like, what's it called, like stains on our dishwasher. Couldn't think of the word. At the bottom of our dishwasher. I didn't see that before, but now that I'm at a lower level, like my perspective on things is different. So I see things differently, even just being lower. So like if you were shorter, you would just see things different. And so he was talking about stuff that like I didn't even notice. Like he was saying, oh, look at the quality of like the edges of the carpet, or there's scratches on the walls, or all of these things. I'm like, geez, I don't think I would have noticed those things. And so I felt like it was really helpful for me to watch those videos, and sort of see that perspective of someone who uses a wheelchair like 24/7, and also just how much he's discriminated against. Like it's ridiculous that so many of these places like almost like go out of their way to like be assholes to him, and it's just nuts to me. Yeah, it really is a different perspective. And he was talking about like different countries, like once he lands in these different countries from these cruises, like how the locals might treat him, or like if he goes to a restaurant or a bathroom. There's also a language barrier, so like I feel like that's a little unfair, because like now that's like a separate thing. Like they should still be better about the fact that he's in a wheelchair, but I understand like there's a communication problem too. So I can't like super blame certain circumstances, but like I can't even remember like all of the things. Like one spot, because there was like a point where he had a miscommunication. I think he was in Italy, and he thought like he had to go somewhere as being a wheelchair user, and once he went in, the only thing he could see was stairs and a bathroom, but it was an accessible bathroom, but then there were stairs right next to, not to the bathroom, but like there was like a staircase and then just straight to the bathroom. So he misunderstood that. He thought this was like, oh, the way to go to get into this building for a wheelchair user, and so he kind of got mad about that. But then people in the comment section explained like, oh, they thought you wanted to use the bathroom, and that's where the accessible bathroom is. So there, like that I can't really get mad about, but other things it's like, I don't know, just ridiculous. Like he wasn't allowed, like they have a tour bus, and they knew that they were going to have a disabled person on a wheelchair for this cruise, and they didn't prepare a tour bus ahead of time that was wheelchair accessible, and they didn't prepare anything for him that was wheelchair accessible, so he had to pay out of pocket for his own personal private driver for this country, and that was wheelchair accessible. And like, that is just unacceptable. Like, that was nuts to me. And then I was also, because I'm going to do a stock pack, I did do the stock pack for the shower chair. I haven't looked at the photos yet, so I hope they turned out okay, because I already took them all. But I did the shower chair pack already, and then I want to do a wheelchair stock pack. And one person gave the idea for like cooking and cleaning, and I'm like, oh, how would you go about cooking and cleaning in a wheelchair? So I looked up a YouTube, I just started looking up a YouTube video, and the videos that were suggested from my search was like how to use a wheelchair in an inaccessible, like non-transformed kitchen. So like a regular kitchen that's non-adapted for a wheelchair user. And that's what I have, because that's where I live. And so I watched that to see how a wheelchair user would function. And a lot of it is like being extra careful, being smart about where and how you move things, or creative in where and how you move things. And then a lot of it's also like coming up to the side instead of to the front. Like when you think, oh, I want to go up to the sink, like as someone who stands, like you would just walk right up to the sink. But if you're in a wheelchair, you have to go to the side so you can actually reach and access. Because if you go straight forward, the sink's too far, so you can't reach it. So a lot of the stuff was just like coming up to the side of the stove or the side of the sink and stuff like that. And yeah, so just stuff that you don't think about, because I wanted to get some more accurate photos. So, oh, and an ad. Oh no, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's been really helpful and interesting to learn about all this stuff, and just be more mindful about things in general. Yep, I've been learning a lot. It's been nice. But yeah, really hoping those pictures came out okay, because those were kind of a pain to take photos of. And I'm also in a bathing suit, so I would kind of show them on stream, but I'm in a bathing suit, so I kind of don't really want to show them on stream. But maybe I'll post some in the Discord later when I start editing them. I was gonna edit them sooner, but I've been so tired. But yeah, so I tried to get like a bunch of different angles and perspectives. That was kind of like my main focus. So there's straight on pictures of me in the shower chair. I'm just going through them right now. And then I'm just like pretend washing my hair, or pretend shaving, or just there's so many photos of me with glasses because I kept forgetting to take them off. And I'm like, I'm not reshooting. People will just have to deal with the fact that I have glasses in some of these pictures. Yeah, but then I started taking some from above and like really above. So I tried to get like a bunch of different angles, because there's like only so many photos that I could think of, like so many poses that I could think of just like you're in the shower and sitting on the shower chair. I'm like, what else do you do aside from like I did this for like washing your face, or like this for like grabbing the water, and then I would just do like the same 10 or 12 poses and just these different angles. And Garfield cackling. Yeah, basically. That would be funny to show up in a wheelchair in the cornfield. Actually, that's probably not a bad idea, because if I get lost, I'm gonna want to sit down. I don't know how tall they're gonna be though. So we'll see. Oh my god, that picture is just my ass. I don't know if I'm gonna keep that picture in there. I'm just still scrolling through. But then I also have pictures from below, because I wanted to have some dynamic photos, because like I said, like I don't know what other poses to do, and I didn't want to have just like 10 photos. So I did take over 200 photos. There are 212 photos. They get tall as fuck. Okay, I'll try and brace myself. Because I was like, if it's for kids and I'm taller than like a child, then I might be able to like see over and kind of cheat in a way. But if they're taller or as tall as me, then like bringing the wheelchairs might not be a bad idea. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm just going through the pictures. The pictures look okay. I need to obviously edit them, but it's definitely weird seeing me. It's like half naked. But I am in a bathing suit, so it does feel like I'm not in underwear, you know? But yeah. Try to get a bunch of different angles. So hopefully they'll turn out okay. But so there's probably gonna be about 200 photos for this set. And then I want to do like a massive wheelchair set for sure. I got to think about what I want to do for everything. I wrote down some ideas. Just I want the chair by itself for at different angles, just so people can just see the anatomy of the chair. And then I was like, what did I write? I can't read my handwriting. Dynamic angles. Somebody requested martial arts, because there's different martial arts that you can do in a wheelchair, and then that made me think of yoga, chair yoga. So I wrote that down. Cooking and cleaning, everyday tasks, which I was gonna do already. I was gonna do like reading, crochet, obviously like reaching stuff, dealing with the stuff on the chair, like lifting up the handle, things like that, reaching behind me. And then they also wanted for me to get in and out of the chair, and then if possible, if Alexander wants to, I'm not going to pressure him, but I agreed with this, but the person requested also someone standing next to me to see the height difference. But you might be able to do a Frankenstock thing too if he doesn't want to do that, where I sit and then I keep the camera at the exact same position, and then I get out and I stand, and then I just sort of like Photoshop them together. But having conversations or hugging, and then helping me get in and out of the chair as well. So that all depends on if Alexander wants to do it, because he's the only option right now for the other model, and that's what I have for ideas. But I do want to do as much as possible, so I'm gonna be wearing like casual clothes, but I don't know if I want to do any outside, like of me just kind of like going around, or if I can get everything I want inside. But I want to get like a shit ton of photos. That's the plan, at least. So that's where I'm at. That one's a big project though. I am kind of mentally putting that one off in a way. But I'll try and start it this week and at least just get the photos going, and then hopefully I'll finish editing the shower chair. I would love to finish it today and get that up this week. So that's on my to-do list. And just like chill. I have to deal with our car insurance still. It's been so annoying. I have the paper right next to me, just being all like, you owe us money, and I'm like, okay, but like we're not in Florida anymore, so the money I owe is different. And so I called, I told them we were moving, and they're like, oh, we'll call you back. They never called us back. And then I called again recently, and they're like, oh, we'll call you back. And I'm like, okay, for real this time? So they did eventually. They called later than they said they were going to, of course. But they did call, and they're like, oh, okay, you need to fill out this paperwork and then call us back. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So we filled out the paperwork, and now I gotta call them back tomorrow. And I'm so over it. I'm like, why can't you guys just do this? I don't know why it's so much effort. So that's gonna be my week, is dealing with car insurance still. And then we still need to get our cars registered. Haven't done that yet. We were all planned out to do it, but the place that we went to only did driver's license. Like that was it. Their DMV here only does driver's license. This town is so small that that's all they do here. So we have our driver's licenses, but we don't have our cars. So that's another to do. So there's still all this bullshit left of moving, figuring out crap, and I'm exhausted. I'm tired. It's been a tiring. I've also like not been sleeping well, so that doesn't help. But yeah. Anyway, for fun, positive stuff got art supplies. We'll see if I can make anything with them this week. We'll see if I can make another pumpkin, but bigger. And probably what I'll do is wait to mail out the candy corns for the nibblings until after I finish them all, and then just mail them maybe to my mom, because then I can send her all this stuff at the same time, and then I just have to mail out one package. But then at the same time, I was like, it would be kind of fun though, I'm sure, for the kids to get mail and it's delivered to them, you know? So I don't know what to do with that yet. I don't know. But I am feeling very tired. Ooh, Rosara, I did have a movie recommendation for you. It was for you and Johnny. I probably should just put it in Discord chat, but I don't know if you've seen it yet, but it's called The Blackening. Alexander and I watched that like 2 weeks ago, or a week ago, I forget now at this point. It was so funny. It was so fucking funny. Please go watch it. It's so up your alley. You and Donnie. It's called The Blackening. I think it came out in 22. And you need to watch it. It's required. It's required material. You will like it. But yeah. I'm probably gonna end stream though, because The Blackening. Here, I'll type it in chat. Blackening. But yeah, I'm feeling very tired. So I'm probably gonna end here for stream. But I appreciate the chats and the good times and the catch-ups and the patience with me for not drawing today. I know I'm not drawing today. I know most streams I don't draw anyway, even if I say I'm drawing. But today I was just not feeling it. So I appreciate hanging out for the chat. And hopefully next week I will be more capable. Oh, did that? Wait, was that the command? Oh, you're just saying listen. I was like, I thought you did the command. I'm like, it didn't work. I have a feeling drawing for 2 weeks out. Yeah, that's a mood for sure. Like, I want to draw, but I'm also at the same time, I'm like, I'm so tired. I'm tired, bro. I don't even like, I barely have the energy to like do these things. Like, I'm just not into it. Looking up now, but don't look too much into it. Don't look too much into the movie. In my comic doing BGs, yeah. Punishing myself, I know. But yeah, so hopefully next week I'll be drawing something. I have ideas like written down for like some stuff I want to do. I just zero energy. But drawing a copy machine, oh my god, that's brutal. That's brutal. Alright, but thanks for hanging out with me. Drink water. One last drink water. I should be live next week, same time, and hopefully drawing. But until then, I hope you all have an awesome rest of your Sunday, an awesome rest of your week, or start of your week. Talk about not drawing. Dude, I didn't draw for like a year. That was nuts. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Bye bye.
Okay, bye.
Oh, Maku. First and last, or wait, last to be first? I don't know, I don't know the joke. But thanks for lurking, or just visiting, I don't know. Bye-bye.